Just focus. Just focus. All right. So, yeah, I've got good news and bad news. The ability to focus um, is a function of some discipline and training, but it's also a function of your personality type. And if you're familiar with the Myers-Briggs personality type, what we would say is that typically judgers, that last letter being a J, the four letters and the last one being a J, judgers are more laser-like, more focused, and perceivers are more scanning and always finding opportunity. Now, the people who do very well in most or outperform uh, judges typically outperform perceivers in accomplishing tasks in getting closure, especially if you combine introversion with judging. The capacity for an introverted judger who, remember, doesn't get um, energy from interaction with others, gets energy from the inner life. When you combine introversion and judging, you have people who are really good at staying focused and accomplishing tasks. And my talk today is to let the ones who have been labeled unfocused, who have been labeled as, been asked, hey, are you ADHD? Whatever that label happens to be, I want to empower you and give you some insight as to where your strengths lie, because the way that you're going to have a happier, more productive life is if you take on jobs and tasks in which your perceiving capability, or as the judges call it, your lack of focus, becomes a superpower. So they have the superpower of focus, and you have the superpower of seeing opportunity everywhere, of seeing more things than they see. You're going to see the car that's about to blindside you while they're just laser focused on the road ahead. So that being said, and this might sound a little oxymoronic, but those who are labeled unable to focus actually have a capacity to focus, they have a focus on new opportunity. And so the first thing to do is to focus on your process of finding new opportunity. So, realize that you're a not gold digger, you're a prospector. You're a person who can constantly find new ways to do things. You're an innovator. The second thing to do is to actually, and this might feel like acquiescing to those judges who want you to stay laser focused and say no to any side trips. But the second thing to do is to work harder at saying no to distractions, to letting go of your FOMO, your fear of missing out. And so I'm, whether you probably can tell by some of these talks, I'm a perceiver. And so when I talk about fear of missing out on the new thing, fear of missing out on the shiny object, that's a real thing. And the hard work is in order to accomplish things and to actually be productive. The hard work is in saying no to those distractions and in making this stay focused. And develop an inner pride and an inner congratulations on saying no when you don't want to say no, but you realize that, you need to say no to accomplish the given thing that will keep you focused. And so, for example, when your focus is finding new opportunities, the discipline is in saying no to distractions that aren't new opportunities. Right? All right. Number 3, quiet time. I've talked about this many times, but quiet time to be in touch with your priorities, to be in touch with what matters to you, because it's only the things that matter to us at a cellular level that really help us accomplish great things. Now, there are plenty of people who will show up and dutifully bang out 8 hours of work every day, do a good job at a steady pace, get it done. And it's not a matter of I just got a message that we paused on Instagram for a second. All right. So, boy, that just really threw me off. Oh, darn. Okay. Get in touch with what matters. And, at the cellular level, so there are plenty of people who can show up and do that job. But if you are someone for whom focus is a challenge, you're probably not that person. You're going to need to be more in touch with what matters to you and what you value. And take that time, that quiet time, that hour a day with no distractions, no agenda to just sit. I almost said a bad word. To just sit and be present to what matters to you. And that will sustain your energy, and that will that will increase your capacity to stay focused and to continue on the journey. Fourth thing, and this becomes a matter of pride because, again, closure, checking the box is such a highly prized thing in business. I mean, in life, but in business, it's all about checking the box, accomplishing the task. And if you're in a situation where you're expected to prioritize and you have a problem with that, and again, for the unfocused perceivers, it's a big part of the problem is an inability to prioritize. And so develop the habit of asking for help. Now, there are bosses who believe, especially, there's a good chance if you're in business and you've got an effective boss, there's a good chance he or she is a judger. And so they believe that others, it's a matter of discipline. Oh, you just lack the discipline. You just, whatever. It becomes a personality defect. But what I urge anyone that has this issue going on is to enlist people, whether it's your boss, whether it's a coworker, who, you can identify the best person, but that person who can help you prioritize, and to acknowledge that this is a never ending, always going on task. And you might need a daily prioritization, a weekly, it's up to you to gauge, but to ask for help and to say, you know what? This is on a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being a Herculean strength and 1 being unable to lift your arm. If you're a 3 on this and you're not asking for help, you are not performing at your best. So ask for that help on that issue. And then number 5, and again, this comes from the perspective of it being a very valued skill to stay focused, to say no to everything, to say no to distractions and to accomplish the task. Now, people around those people don't necessarily always appreciate that because they're hearing no a lot. They're hearing their own requests being denied. And then the flip side of that is that a perceiver, a shiny object person, whatever we want to call, is often thought of as, more agreeable and saying yes to more things. And so there's a lot of judgment from the person who has this wiring and from people of the opposite wiring. And what I urge you to do is take a self-forgiveness approach and to work on identifying when you're off track, to remove judgmental speak around it, the self-criticism, all those things, and to just work on getting more on track. Because what happens is people will take themselves mentally out of the game with their own recriminations, and that's wasted time, that's wasted energy. It's just, oh wow, I'm deep in the forest, I need to get back on the road, keep moving ahead without the mental gyrations of torturing yourself. All right, so your superpower, we'll say there are 2 superpowers. And again, like everything, there's, they're on other ends of the spectrum. There's the superpower of focus and there's the superpower of perceiving, the superpower of seeing opportunity everywhere. And you need to put yourself in the position, in the right job where that is appreciated. That's a valued skill, and bring it to the world. I'm Robert J. Conley. I hope this helped.